Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Continuing to see some nice conditions out there this morning with temperatures climbing into the upper 50s to just about 60 at this time, and seeing those winds slightly breezy out of the south-southwest continuing to slowly increase, as we do expect those winds to become quite breezy by the time we get into the afternoon, with a good chance of seeing a wind advisory today. Otherwise, we'll see dry conditions with no precipitation or lightning expected. And we'll see our next rain chance moving into the area as we get into the day tomorrow. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, we have a pressure gradient tightening over the region as this boundary off to the northwest will slowly sink southward as we move into tomorrow. It's going to bring our next rain chance in the area mainly during the afternoon time frame tomorrow. But ahead of it, we'll see again dry conditions and nice weather with mild temperatures as we move through the day today. If we look at the current visible satellite, we can see those high clouds continuing to stream through the area. The mid-level clouds that were around early in the morning did dissipate as expected, and we'll continue to see high clouds through the day today, and then we'll see additional clouds building in later this evening with some mid and lower level clouds starting to filter in ahead of that system. If we look at the high resolution model for the next couple of days, we'll see, as mentioned, not expecting any precipitation or lightning today, just some breezy conditions with a good chance of seeing that wind advisory by the time we get into the afternoon, and we'll keep conditions fairly breezy as we go through the overnight time frame out of the south-southwest to southwest, and that's going to keep those temperatures mild. Should see temperatures climbing into the 70s today, and will stay mild through the overnight with the cloud cover building in and that breeze staying steady through the early morning hours of Friday. As we get into the start of the day on Friday, we will have a slight chance, maybe an isolated shower around the area, but the better chance of rain starts to arrive as we get into the afternoon time frame, as we'll see this boundary sinking towards the area. Models continue to show some of the precip activity lightening earlier in the day, and then eventually redeveloping along that boundary as we get into the afternoon, with a chance of possibly a heavier shower, maybe even a thunderstorm embedded within this activity. So we'll keep a chance of lightning as we move through the afternoon, and then as we go into the evening, that boundary slowly continues to sink southward, moving that rain chance out of the area as we pass the midnight time frame. Maybe a light sprinkle as that breezy northwesterly flow filters in behind the front, and we'll also see those temperatures on the decrease starting as we move through the day on Friday, and then eventually becoming once again chilly as we move into the start of the day on Saturday. If we zoom out and look at the longer term model here, we'll see high pressure slow to build in during the day on Saturday, so things looking fairly breezy through much of the day Saturday, with possibly weakening winds later in the day. But overall, we'll see another chilly day with below average temperatures. And as we move into the end of the weekend and into next week, high pressure builds over the area, continues to keep things dry and quiet, and eventually as that high pressure moves eastward, we'll see a return to southerly flow as we get into the start of next week. And that's going to bring back some mild temperatures, above average temperatures and things back into the 70s as we move through the beginning of the week. And we'll see a slight chance, or a chance of a few showers overnight Monday into Tuesday as a warm front lifts mainly west of the area. But again, going to see mild conditions as we move through the beginning of the week. And outside of that chance of precip Monday night, we will see dry conditions. So looking at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we keep an orange risk for a wind advisory chance as we move through the next 24 hours, as we do expect those winds picking up around 11 to 16 knots, sustained out of the south-southwest to southwest, and continuing to gust 25 to 27 knots as we move through the overnight time frame, with a possibility of those winds weakening slightly as we get into the start of the day on Friday. High temperature topping out around 73 degrees this afternoon, with partly cloudy skies, mainly some high clouds around, and increasing clouds through the overnight. Again, those mid and lower level clouds coming into the area ahead of that system. Our low temperature only going to get down to around 60 degrees, and again, looking dry through the next 24 hours. Very slight chance we see an isolated shower north of the area during the early morning hours, but shouldn't see that moving into the local area during that time. Tides are running normal. Friday, again, we'll start to see deteriorating conditions. We'll see some breezy conditions to start today, but as mentioned, we'll see a slight decrease in the winds to start Friday, but expecting breezy conditions to once again pick back up as we go through the day. So keeping an orange risk for wind advisory criteria. And then, as mentioned, we'll have a slight chance of an isolated shower during the morning, with those chances gradually increasing through the day and becoming likely by the time we get into the mid-late afternoon time frame, and a chance of that embedded thunderstorm. So red risk for that precip chance, yellow risk for that lightning chance, and we do have a yellow risk for ceilings and visibilities with that shower activity moving through the area. Our high temperature will be 68, so mild to start today, but as that shower activity and boundary approaches the area, we will see those temperatures on the decrease as we move through the afternoon, becoming chilly by the evening time frame. We continue with the similar risk profile as we move into the Friday evening time frame, mainly during the first part of the evening with some of that lingering shower activity and a lingering slight chance of a thunderstorm. But we'll see that moving out of the area after midnight. Skies will become partly cloudy, and we'll continue to see some slightly breezy, cooler air moving in with a low around 35 degrees. So still carrying that yellow risk for wind advisory criteria and increasing back to an orange risk for Saturday, as we'll see those breezy northwesterly winds continuing to start today, and otherwise seeing partly cloudy and mostly sunny conditions. And that high temperature back down into the upper 40s. Extended forecast here, again, looking at a quiet weekend overall outside of some breezy conditions on Saturday, and temperatures will moderate by the time we get into the end of the weekend with our high back into the 50s for Sunday. And then we're going back to mild conditions as we go into next work week with temperatures in the 60s on Monday and into the 70s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Chance of rain late Monday night into early Tuesday morning looks to be about 30% chance at this time. So mainly just going to see a mix of partly to mostly cloudy conditions through Monday and Tuesday. And then we'll see a bit more sun as we get into the middle portion of the week. That's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your day.